Why do Americans refrigerate their eggs when most countries don't? If you have traveled around the world and shopped around at supermarkets that are in those countries, you may have noticed that some countries store eggs differently, mainly being either outside the fridge or being stored inside the fridge. In the USA, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, and some parts of Scandinavia, they store eggs in the fridge, whereas in countries like France or the United Kingdom, they store their eggs outside of the fridge. So you may be asking, which way is the correct way to store your eggs? Well, to understand the reasoning behind why this happens, we need to understand the processes and decision making each country goes through towards storing their eggs. The main aim for all countries is to solve the issue of salmonella poisoning. Salmonella is the bacteria that causes vomiting and diarrhea and can be dangerous for everyone, especially those who are immune compromised. Previously, eggs in the USA were responsible for causing 77% of the salmonella cases in the 1970s and 1980s. In the USA, they wash their eggs because the law requires eggs that are sold for consumption to be washed, processed, and refrigerated before they are allowed to be sold on store shelves. When you wash an egg, you get rid of the thin protective lining that protects the egg from foreign pathogens. This protective layer is called a cuticle. Without this cuticle, there isn't anything stopping the pathogens from entering the egg. Keeping the egg cool in a refrigerator helps to prevent unwanted bacteria from building up. Whereas European countries generally think that it's worse to wash eggs, and they decided to leave the remaining feces on it. The United Kingdom thinks that it's better to take out the steps that can potentially go wrong. They think that it's better to just deal with a bit of feces on the egg rather than having to pay to run the fridges to keep the eggs cool, which you can just wash off before you crack the egg open. So basically, it is illegal to not wash eggs in the USA, and it's illegal to wash eggs in the UK, so neither can be sold in the other country. There are some benefits to washing eggs, as washed eggs can last longer at 45 days as compared to eggs that haven't been washed at 21 days. There are also benefits to not having to put eggs in the fridge, mainly that eggs can absorb unwanted odors from the fridge. Either method doesn't prevent salmonella outbreaks at a 100% success rate, as every now and then both sides have to recall eggs, but a majority of the eggs seem to be salmonella free due to the technological advancements that we as society have made. Many people say that British eggs taste better than their American counterparts, with many saying that the English eggs look more orange, taste richer, and are generally fresher. When you aren't allowed to wash your eggs, you generally have to take better care of the chickens. Mark Williams, a chief executive of the British Egg Industry Council, stated, "In Europe, the understanding is that this mandate actually encourages good husbandry on farms. It's in the farmer's best interests, then, to produce the cleanest eggs possible, as no one is going to buy their eggs if they're dirty." End quote. Because of this, since the 1990s, the United Kingdom has been vaccinating hens against salmonella after the health minister provoked outrage by announcing that most of the United Kingdom's egg production was infected with salmonella. She resigned shortly after. As a result of this, the risk of salmonella was no longer an issue in the UK, as the cases of salmonella poisoning slowly decreased. In contrast, the USA doesn't require its hens to be vaccinated. The reason for this is cost, which is quite sad for a very preventable thing. But the costs of washing an egg and refrigerating it on every step of its journey, from the moment it's washed at the factory to being placed on the supermarket shelf, must be astronomically high. But clearly, economies of scale have decreased this cost substantially. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please subscribe. Till we meet again, goodbye.